Hello friends, today we're hiking up Mill Hill. Not too big of a hike, but it's a nice little walk. I'm out here with my mom and my sister. But yeah, the nice thing about this hike is it's basically just straight uphill and straight downhill. So you're not wasting any time on like switchbacks or anything, but it's not a super tall hill, so it doesn't take forever to do. But I just kind of love the way the trees kind of hem in on both sides of the trail and just kind of make you feel like hugged and warm. Like, so pretty. Well, we got out of the main tree line and now we're more on like a Gary Oak meadow type thing. But the sun's beginning to come through a bit, and yeah, it's really cool just seeing how it goes from like densely overgrown to like more of like a Gary Oak meadow with open bits, and I don't know, it's just cool. So we came upon two thatching ant nests. One there, of course, and then one here. It's still winter, so they don't look like much. And all these holes are from Northern Flickers raiding them. Looks like they did a number and just ate a ton of the ants and destroyed their nest. But yeah, Northern Flickers, which are a type of woodpecker, love to raid these nests and gobble them up for their dinner or whatever. But yeah, maybe I'll come back in the spring or summer and you'll be able to see all the ants crawling around, getting busy, working away. Well, we continue up. Continues just to be a steady incline, but we're actually decently close to the top, and we really haven't been hiking for very long. Maybe like 15 minutes or so, maybe 20, but like, it's not a super long hike to the top. It's just an incline. So but no, I really like this hike. It's a nice sun in the sky warming me up. Well, we're coming up upon one of the summits, and what a nice view we got. I got the water, got looking into town. It's a really beautiful area. With the weather the way it is, I think it's like 6 or 7 degrees, and the sun shining down feels really nice. But check that out. The one thing I'm not a huge fan of with this hike is that just you can hear the highway down there from up here. But look at Mount Baker. Like it has a beautiful view of Mount Baker over there, which I love. But I just love the way the sun's pouring down right now. Like, I just can't get over it. But yeah, there's Mount Baker. We've got Coles Island, probably about there. We've got downtown. There's the observatory. Langford's like somewhere around there. But we'll be walking to the other side, and there's some more mountains. I want to say those are the Olympic Mountains, but I love that mountain range, especially the way it looks with the water. Like, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, well, I'm just on my way to the second summit, or the primary summit, whereas I was at a viewpoint, or the first summit, whatever you want to call it. But I love walking around on the top of this because it's like I love the way like the trees are like super sparse. Like I love Gary Oak Meadows there. Very pretty. Well, I clearly haven't been in here in a while because there's so much development since the last time I saw it. Like, good for people to making resources and getting stuff and getting their money or whatever, but it's kind of sad to see all this stuff that used to be forests just cut down and becoming ugly boxes for people to waste their money on and do whatever. But I guess it's a sign of the times. But at least the mountains are still pretty intact. I love looking at these little things. So it's at the summit of the mountain or the hill, and it kind of shows all the different mountains and hills around it and their elevations. So we've got Mill Hill with a summit of 201 meters. And then, so we've got the west, the north, the east, and the south. So we've got Race Rocks, which is 18 kilometers away. Port Angles, 32. The Olympic Mountains are 42 kilometers. Port Angeles, not Port Angles. Apparently I can't read sometimes. Triangle Mountain with an elevation of 292 meters, which is 5 kilometers away. Mount Helmeken, Sugarloaf Mountain, Mount Wells, Mount Manuel Quimper, Mount McDonald, Empress Mountain, Skirt Mountain. I have never even heard of Skirt Mountain before. We got Mount Finlayson, Lone Tree Hill, Scave Hill? Thetis Lake, okay. Mount Work. We've got Mount Douglas, Mount Baker, Victoria, and then Gonzales Hill. And yeah, that's everything, but it's kind of cool. It's like showing you which way's north and all that, and all the different mountains around here. But I love looking at those Olympic Mountains. It's just so pretty. What I kind of like about at least this area, or the community around this area, is there's actually a community that are working towards restoring the park a bit, because just because of the major use of these trails, they're eroding and not becoming the greatest, which is sad. But there's a community that's putting in the effort to restore these trails and make sure that they're usable for future generations. Well, we're on our way down now. Nice little tanker in the harbor going on, but yeah, it's a nice little walk down. Nice little view. Trail's pretty good. I love how open it is at the top of the hill. Like, trees are nice, but when it opens up at like the top of something, you can kind of see around. That's what I really like. Well, we've made it back into the warm base of the trees. Just feels so cozy, and like they're almost hugging you on the trail, with them literally on either side. But it's kind of cool with the shade, but you see like the sun poking through in different spots. Very cool. But yeah, trail's definitely a bit more rugged than the way up, but that's fine. Like, I like rugged terrain, but I kind of love the way the rocks are piled up on one side of the trail. I guess that's to keep people from going off trail, but it's pretty neat. Oh, check out the birds. Well, that's fun. Never know what you'll find in the forest. The one unfortunate thing about hiking in the winter / fall or those type of months is that there's not a ton of wildflowers around. I love hiking in like the spring, summer, when you can see all the wildflowers, and never know, and you'll pop up in like some rare flower or something like that. And it's just like an extra little bonus on top of the views or the exercise that you don't really get in the winter. Well, it's gotten very dark now. Like the sun's just not penetrating into this part of the forest, which is kind of neat. But it's kind of wild, like just how dark it, like it's not dark, but like just how little the sun's penetrating through the branches. Well, there's the start of some skunk cabbage down there. It's kind of wild not seeing it everywhere. Like it's usually just so prevalent in the swampy area, but it's cool that they're beginning to grow. But kind of wild that like I'm so used to coming in the spring, I guess, that like it's just weird seeing it so empty. So if we look down here, this is actually the beginning of a plant called Indian Plum, which it's got a beautiful plant when it grows, but this one's just beginning its life. Well, we've got the Oregon grape going on there, which has some decent berries. Then we got some sword ferns going on. Here's a better example of some Indian plum. This one's more growing up. Buds are just starting to form on the tree-like. I don't think it's technically a tree, although it's quite big. I think it's technically a shrub. Could be just because of like the root system. But they actually grow quite tall. Yeah, there's some more. Yeah, I'm wanting to see if I can find any Silao to show you, but it looks like it's mostly just Oregon grape and sword ferns going on here. Well, up there we've got a turkey vulture flying around, just doing circles, probably looking for prey or something. But yeah, he's definitely hovering, so he's probably looking for prey. Well, that's pretty cool. I love turkey vultures. So this right here is actually the Crd Headquarters. That's where they do all their main stuff. But yeah, it's a nice little spot to have it because it's encased in a beautiful park. But it's still in a, like, this is in Langford, so it's not too far out, and they can all get all to the different parks from there. But basically we're done this hike now. But thanks for coming out and checking out Mill Hill with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good weekend.